Have you ever heard of the word aphantasia? According to an article found in Psychology Today, it is a neurological condition whereby your brain can't form mental images. In other words, your mind's eye is blind. Instead of using images, your brain uses words to try to imagine something. It is estimated that approximately 1 to 4% of the population has this condition. So, if you had this neurological characteristic and I said to you, imagine your dream vacation spot, you would be unable to visualize it, but instead words would pop into your head as characteristics of the dream vacation place, but not as an image. As I studied the Bible text for today, the idea of spiritual aphantasia came to mind. You see, people were seeking Jesus out after the miracle of the loaves and fishes because in their minds they were thinking, okay, leader, Messiah to free us from the Roman oppression, well, he's perfect for the job. He has a lot of power and we won't go hungry with him. But Jesus calls them out on this. In John 6:26, we read, "Very truly, I tell you, you are looking for me, not because you saw the signs I performed, but because you ate the loaves and had your fill." Those are the words to describe what had happened. But then in verse 27, Jesus invites them to really visualize spiritually what his mission is. Do not work for food that spoils, but for food that endures to eternal life, which the Son of Man will give you. For on him, God the Father has placed his seal of approval. And guess what? They can't see it. Spiritual aphantasia. Their spiritual mind's eye is blind. How do we know that? Well, it's pretty obvious because they ask him for a sign, like sending manna from heaven, like Moses. And Jesus gives them another image to visualize. He says, actually, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. But as I told you, you have seen me, and still you do not believe. They just couldn't see him as the Messiah he really was. So here's the deal. The same miracle can have two opposite effects on the people who witness it. You can harden your heart and refuse to allow it to penetrate your spiritual blindness, and you end up asking God for more and more proof or evidence, and fall into this trap of thinking, if only, then I would believe. Or the other option is that you can allow the miracles God has already performed in your life to feed that tiny faith you might have. And that way really visualize in your mind's eye the plan God has for your life and how he can work in you. So that's our challenge for today. What will it be? I'll see you tomorrow.